All your base art belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-One and Mr. Factastic.
Everything went smoothly?
Yep.
Welcome to Gamers Digest. We are a weekly podcast. We talk about gaming news. Rumors. I was trying to change it up, okay? Every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, we do this show. And, you know, we've been doing it for over a year now. We're on our 72nd episode.
That's a lot.
72. So things are getting a little stale. So
yeah.
I
was watching that intro. I'm like, I need to change that. I need to do something new.
Yeah.
I have new tricks up my sleeve.
Well, this will probably be our last show for the year because we got some changes that we need to make. There's going to be a new website layout. Once I figure out which one I want, there's a few of them that I'm going between.
Cool.
So I did finally narrow it down to like one or two, and then from there we can change it around. But this will probably be our last show until the new year. So you know we'll talk about Game of the Year. We'll do that. I didn't put that on the show notes, but that's a pretty self-explanatory category.
Yeah.
I mean, this year we don't have any big contenders like we did last year. We don't have like Mass Effect.
They didn't all come on.
Skyrim, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No Walking Dead this year yet.
No Walking Dead.
But there's a lot of good contenders out there. So we'll see. What did you play this week? You were pretty busy. So.
Yeah, I mean, we played Starbound. That's pretty much it. I wanted to play Grand Theft Auto, but my Kickstarter did succeed over the last Friday, and pretty much that's all I've been working on.
Yeah, I mean, you actually had a lot of success with Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
You quadrupled your budget. Pretty much.
It's like 338% funded.
Yeah, so that's
way to go.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
That made my job even harder.
Yeah, because now you got more money to spend on it.
Yeah, so just figuring out how I'm going to disperse everything. And, like, I've been, like, Saturday and Sunday, I was, like, on Excel spreadsheet, like, all weekend, you know, figuring everything out.
Mathing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Min-maxing your...
min-maxing it all
out.
Yep.
Your money intake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you get the money yet? Or
yeah.
Wow, that was pretty quick then.
Yeah, it transferred in Monday.
So
yeah.
And you said that you had some problems. Some people's like donations didn't go through. Did some of them come through yet?
Yeah, they came through.
Okay,
yeah.
So
like basically, like if some people make a say they put their card information in and it can expire or something like that. So
our banks randomly cancel the card like they've done to mine for no reason.
Mm-hmm. So the like Kickstarter will contact the people for up to a week or whatever, and then it was only like 3 people. And, you know, they just fixed it all up. So
hopefully none of your $500 backers.
No.
Sweet. So you're ready to go. Zordon is greenlit.
Like big time. Yeah.
You are in pre-production now.
Yep.
That must be exciting.
We plan. It's exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you know the pressure's on, but you know it's like I know I can do it, but it's just if you think too much about it, you can stress yourself out a lot.
I feel like I'm on a talk show and I'm like,
yeah, I know.
So what are the problems with Kickstarter, and have you encountered any, you know? So we did Starbound.
Yeah,
that was the big thing. I mean, that's pretty much what I did too. I started Assassin's Creed 4 just to kind of get the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a Let's Play for that. So I'm going to go back.
Doesn't that game have like a subtitle to it?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But
just curious.
It's a flag and it's a color.
Okay.
And when I say the two together, I offend a certain group of people. So
yeah,
I will refrain from offending those people because I'm sure we'll offend other people throughout the show. So I like to I don't like to use the word segregate because I'm already going to offend somebody, but I like to segregate our audience into who I offend. So. But yeah, we launched our first episode of Starbound. It launched yesterday. The next episode is going to launch tomorrow at noon.
Cool.
And then it's going to be every Wednesday at noon after that.
All right, cool.
I've already edited the first 3, and 4, 5, and 6 are ready to go. I just have to cut them up.
Okay, cool.
So, and then we're gonna take a break after the show tonight because we've got some family stuff we need to do real quick, and then we'll probably do Starbound for a little bit, probably another hour. We'll stream that on our Twitch channel.
Cool.
And then we'll get 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually did the thumbnail for them. I did up to 20, and I'm like, we can easily get to 20 episodes.
Mhm.
So we'll keep that up. But yeah, I'm gonna do Assassin's Creed 4. There's some performance problems on PC, so I wanted to get that worked out before I started, doing the Let's Play.
Okay.
And I think I've mostly got a handle on that. It's a problem with VSync. What happens is the game is forced to run at 63 frames a second. If it can't run at 63 frames a second, it drops down to 30 frames a second. If it can't run at 30, it drops at 20. And the problem is it's not like it goes 60 and then it dips and then goes up. It's like boom, 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 boom. So it's like really jarring to watch because it'll immediately cut its frames in a second and a half. And it's because of VSync, and they force it at those frames. Luckily, NVIDIA has a workaround. Like they can kind of override it.
Okay.
So that it does, even if the frames drop, it's a little better, like a little more linear. So, but yeah, I'll probably start that. I don't expect those to really start rolling out till the beginning of the year.
Okay.
They'll probably launch with the new site and everything.
Cool.
Because Christmas is coming up. Obviously,
holidays.
This is our last show for the main reason that holidays are coming up and all of that. So
yeah, I think next week I might be off all week.
Yeah, so maybe we'll sneak some Starbound in there, but no show next week. Yeah, so
no show, no Sean.
No Sean. Yeah, no Sean Jackson.
Marino. Yeah.
Sorry, I just go with Jackson. So news and rumors.
News and rumors.
We do have a good lot of news this week.
Yeah.
It wasn't boring. It wasn't all video game awards news. So
yeah.
The first one is Batman Arkham Origins. Got a new multiplayer mode. It's called Hunter Hunted mode.
Yeah, you play 3 Bane thugs, 3 Joker thugs, and 1 pissed off Batman.
Yeah, 1 Batman.
Yeah.
So, and it's last man standing. So, as the thugs, you really got to take care. And as Batman, you still have to take care. But it's cool. I actually have Arkham Origins, and I haven't played the single player yet. But I did try some of the multiplayer, and it's interesting. Like that, the 3-team dynamic is pretty cool. Batman and Robin in the mode that I played definitely seem like if somebody knows what they're doing, is like that fear in the back of your head. Like it definitely feels like Batman and Robin should.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
The problem is most people don't know how to play, so they'll like zip in and like start punching you when you've got guns and stuff. So you just shoot them and then they're dead. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool. I'll probably do a review for that once I play single player. I know I'm behind the times on that. That's been out for a month, but whatever. Minecraft's out on PlayStation 3 today, so if you've never heard of Minecraft or haven't tried Minecraft, or
I'm surprised it took so long.
Yeah,
to come out on PS3.
Yeah, I guess initially it was going to be PC only, and then I guess mobile and 360 got popular, so they said why not. And then it was announced for PS4, and PS3 completely slipped under the radar for me. Like I didn't even know that they were even going to bother with it.
Yeah.
So
speaking of a game taking too long to come out.
Yeah, exactly.
The remake of the HD remix of Final Fantasy X and X-2, which we already talked about being delayed for the PS3 version to like March, was it 12th? 12th?
Yeah, I think so.
But they didn't say anything about the Vita launch, which was supposed to be at the end of this year. So they finally announced that the Vita game is going to come out the same day.
Yeah, so good news for the 4 people that own the Vita. But everybody else is going to get it on PS3.
Yeah.
It actually looks really good. With this announcement, they launched like 3 trailers, and they all look amazing. So
yeah, I think, I definitely want it.
Yeah, you need a PS3, so I guess we'll just use that one.
Yeah.
The family PS3.
Yeah, I want that too.
Yeah. So Lego Star Wars, probably the game that invented the current Lego cavalcade of games.
Mhm.
You know, Indiana Jones, every other movie
Everything.
property.
Yeah.
Hobbit's a new
Harry
one.
Potter.
Well, the original Lego Star Wars, the complete collections, actually launched on iOS. So this is pretty cool. It's actually for free, mostly.
Yeah, like I think episode 1
Yeah,
is free.
there's some paywalls there, but you can at least try it out. From what I've heard, it handles pretty well on iOS, and that's the only one I ever really played. So I tried Indiana Jones. I was like, yeah, this is kind of Lego Star Wars with Indiana Jones. So I gave up on it.
Yeah. Not bad. Which story am I looking at? I was gonna skip one.
Okay.
This story really got to me because I'm working on a fan film.
Yeah.
But Sony registered a domain to a Sonic movie.
The Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the fast food place.
Yeah. That's pretty cool because I don't know. There was a feature-length Sonic the Hedgehog fan film that was released like last year or something like that.
And it really, it wasn't great.
No,
but
it wasn't great.
It was. It had hope.
Yeah,
with a higher budget
it was done really well.
and a real writer.
It was done really well.
Yeah. The production value was good.
Yeah.
Their heart was in
He
the
was
right
the
place.
same guy that did the Mega Man fan film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And they had, what's his face actually talk.
Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, you know.
Now,
There are
my
a lot
guess
of
is
things I
this
like
one
about
would
that
be completely 3D.
Yeah.
Probably by the same studio that did, like, Hotel Transylvania and stuff like that.
Open
That's Sony.
season and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Sonic is one of those properties that I think could lend itself well to a CGI movie. Because, I mean, there's been cartoons, there's been, comics, stuff like that. So there is that whole crazy backstory, but it's there, so...
Yeah, it would be cool if that... I really hope that movie that the guy did last year kind of, like, opened Sony's eyes to, like, hey, you know, let's kind of pursue something with this, you know?
And they have all that Spider-Man money coming in soon, so this could definitely be a good funnel for that. Now, you mentioned you wanted a PS3, but what about Xbox One? Have you kind of shaped up to that yet? Still... Now, what if I got you a solid gold Xbox One?
Yeah, I saw this story, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, there is a solid gold-plated Xbox One. I guess it's not really solid gold, but it's gold-plated, real gold-plated Xbox One for $9,000 on sale in London.
Yeah, that's like a great analogy for the Xbox Ones that are sitting in Target right now.
Yeah. So
Nobody's gonna buy
I was
that.
at Target today and I saw a couple Xbox Ones, so they're out there.
No PS4s though.
No PS4s. And part of me wants to take a jab at Xbox and say they're not selling well, but the other part of me says, well, maybe PlayStation's having more production problems than Xbox. Maybe Xbox is selling just as well, but they're putting more out. So I think PlayStation is selling better, but that's unconfirmed. So that's just what I think. Now, the $9,000 gold Xbox, I would scoop that up just to have a solid gold Xbox if I had the money. If I win the Mega Millions tonight, I may buy that.
Oh yeah,
for the fact they'd be like,
I imagine some sheik in the Middle East is owning that.
Right.
Some oil baron or something. So, whatever. I'm not interested.
Wasteland 2. Another Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But older game. If you didn't participate in the Kickstarter like myself, because I even backing yours and backing a couple others, I'm still kind of leery of some Kickstarter game-wise. Obviously, with you, I'm not worried about the product because you live in the same house as us. So, what worst comes to worst, if you flatline and things go south, I can walk across the hall and be like, "Hey, man, where's my money?"
That's true.
But like these guys, Wasteland 2, obviously they're one of the ones that did make it, and they're on Steam Early Access now. So that's really cool because I remember playing the original Wasteland, and that was kind of like Baldur's Gate for me.
Yeah. So,
same type of genre.
Yeah, when I saw that there, it's like a little bit like Fallout.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I saw the article that came out in like what was it, Game Informer,
Mhm.
couple years ago,
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, I was really interested in. It's cool to see that it's finally like playable.
Yeah, that's cool. It's $60 Steam Early Access. You have to know that it's still a work in progress. Just like, Starbound or
Mhm.
another game we're going to talk about here in a bit that launched yesterday that everybody's losing their mind over. But yeah, $60 and you can get in and you get the original one. So that's even cooler.
Cool.
Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z will also include a side-scrolling mode. Have you actually seen any of this game? Like
No.
when I read this story, I was like, okay, I need to start looking at this game. It looks ridiculous. Like it looks really good, but it looks completely ridiculous.
Not very.
It's not
Ninja
serious
Gaiden-ish.
at all.
Okay.
Like it's not Ninja Gaiden serious. Like you don't play as Hayabusa, you play as Yaiba
Yeah. Once I
And
saw that, I was
he's-
like, ew.
trying to kill Hayabusa.
Hmm.
Because basically what happens is he fights Hayabusa and Hayabusa just destroys him. So at that point he gets rebuilt, becomes like cyborgish, and then obviously there's zombies or something.
Okay.
And then it just gets ridiculous. But it is going to have like an old school side-scrolling type game. It has like the 8-bit like talking cutscenes and stuff.
Nice.
It really reminded me of Blood Dragon, like the presentation and stuff.
Okay.
It had the jarbled English,
Okay.
so he set us up the bomb and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. They also announced that Kenji Infume's Mighty Number 9, which also was a successful Kickstarter,
Mhm.
will make a guest appearance in this game. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
Check this one out. I mean, did you ever play any like the 3D Ninja
Nah,
games?
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't really into those types of games.
Yeah,
Like-
you're not a
like-
huge hack and slash fan.
Yeah, nah. The first Devil May Cry on PS2, and that was pretty much it.
Well, that was like one of the highlights.
Mhm.
So,
And then after that, it's kind of fell off for me.
and God of War was.
You know what I think? You know what I think did it in for me? Gungrave.
Really?
Yeah,
Gun-
I hated that game.
Gungrave was. It wasn't a good game, but it was interesting.
I hated that game.
I like Yoshihiro Night Owl. Like I like his anime. So
Oh, okay.
I definitely like the art style, but yeah, the gameplay and stuff wasn't anything special.
Speaking of something that isn't really special, I mean,
That was a good transition.
I used to be a huge Tom Clancy Rainbow Six fan of their games, especially
and then
when
he died.
But yeah, then he died. But like
Boom.
Rain-
From the Tom Clancy fans.
yeah, yep, you just did. Rainbow Six Patriots was announced forever ago on Game Informer again, and it looked cool. Me and my coworkers at one of my jobs, we always talk about when are they going to do another Rainbow Six game,
Right.
or like because we got together, we would have those like terrorist hunt missions. We had a lot of fun playing.
Breaching the door.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. I mean, in a world where we play all these, first-person shooters that are like, run through the map that the
Can you do that sentence again in like the movie voice? In a world where every first-person shooter
in a
is the
world where
same.
every first-person shooter is super linear, and you follow, you just go in a straight line. It's Tom Clancy or the Rainbow Six games kind of broke that up, and
Right.
the gameplay was different. You weren't just fighting hordes and hordes of enemies. It was tactical.
Right.
And the pace was a lot slower in those games, and that's what made them fun,
Right.
especially when you're playing with other people online multiplayer.
Did you ever try the new Ghost Recon?
No, I didn't.
That was pretty good. Like that had the slower pace and stuff like that. Like I'm a huge like arena shooter fan, so I like the fast pace. But I actually did like the new Ghost Recon, and I mean obviously Tom Clancy. It's a different thing than Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
It's a different style game, but it was pretty cool. The Future Soldier or
Mhm.
whatever it was.
it was a game I wanted to play. I never did, and I remember watching you play it for a little bit, and it seemed cool.
Yeah, it had its problems. I actually think I reviewed it.
Mm-hmm. But Rainbow Six Patriots got scrapped pretty much,
Yeah.
and they're starting over again.
Yeah, so
It had a pretty good premise. It seemed like the villains were very like kind of anarchist, you know, very kind of like Bane,
yeah,
you know, from Dark Knight Rises, and it just seemed like the story was on point. And I what I didn't like in this article was that they kind of hinted that, you know, maybe they didn't want to fight terrorists and maybe be mercenaries. It's like, don't make another war shooter. Don't Rainbow Six into a war
we've
shooter.
had Medal of Honor. We've had
Battlefield and Call of Duty. Please be the first person shooter that's different.
that we want.
Yeah.
Not the one that
Yeah.
everyone already has.
Yeah, come on, don't do that to us.
Speaking of shooters, though, this week was the 20th anniversary of Doom, the original.
Oh wow.
And I sat out here and I actually watched a playthrough of the original Doom from IGN. It was one of the IGN editors and John Romero. And as I was watching it, obviously it was cool to hear like the thought process behind Doom and stuff like that, and you know all the stuff that went into it. But as I was watching it, I was like, wow, Doom still looks pretty good, you know, considering obviously you know it's not photorealistic. But the other thing that blew my mind is I'm like, wow, I have no idea where to go in this game anymore. Like it's so non-linear, and there's so many secrets and stuff that I was like, it can't be, if they could do this in 1990 or you know whenever 93 on 333 Pentiums.
Yeah.
Why can't they do it in today's shooter? Like we've talked about linear shooters to death. No pun intended. But yeah, I mean that was interesting to watch that Doom, and you know Rainbow Six. Unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna lose that too.
Yeah, that would suck.
Now, who is that produced by? Like who is that?
Ubisoft.
Is it Ubisoft? Yeah. Okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, they really don't have a whole lot of shooters out on the market. I guess they're turning Far Cry into a franchise, but that's not linear, so that's a plus. Yeah,
I just like how you can have like your map, and you can have like figure out tons of different ways in order to go through it. You know, figure out how to do whatever.
right.
You know, it was fun, and we basically played that game so much that we got tired of it. You know?
That's good. I mean,
and then
that guarantees you get your money out of it.
Yeah, we definitely got our money out of it, and some of the expansions with the new maps and stuff. But then it was like, okay, where's the next game? And it never came since like 2006 or 2005 or 6.
You mean that free one that's on Xbox?
The free one that's on Xbox. That's probably why the story came out, because like, hey, this Rainbow Six Vegas or whatever, like it's been out forever.
Yeah.
And we haven't followed it up yet, and like, oh crap, we got to figure something out. Oh, we scrapped it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's been scrapped since 2008.
Yeah, you know.
Oh man. Well, another id Software guy who's now with id Software, Carmack, his company Oculus Rift got a nice boost in profit, or not really profit, but funding, in the form of a $75 million, I guess, loan, grant, whatever they are, from Netscape. Like, basically the firm that backs Netscape. So
Netscape is still around?
Apparently the firm that gives them money is.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, Oculus Rift is, they're really trying to push that. So I'm interested to see how well it does.
Yeah,
commercially.
I like the part where it's said that like 40,000 people or developers have the kits to work with. So I'd like to see what they come up with.
Right.
Be interesting.
From what I've read about it, it's really not hard to integrate into most games. If you have the kit, you can code around it. So, because basically, a lot of it is just key mapping. You know, if you look left to the gyro, and you know stuff like that. So, from what I hear, it's not hard to code around. I'm sure there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
But for people who do that as a job, from what I hear, it isn't hard. So this is another Kickstarter news that it is a video game related, but It kind of is.
Mhm.
There's an official Mega Man board game on sale. Well, not really on sale, but on Kickstarter now,
Mhm.
and it is like tearing up Kickstarter. Like it is a
Yeah.
lot like Mighty Number 9 was.
Mhm.
So I don't like the big reason I put is why hasn't Capcom made a new Mega Man game yet?
Yeah.
Obviously, the demand is there.
Mhm.
Like if we're supporting a Mega Man spiritual successor,
Mhm.
a Mega Man board game, the 25th anniversary stuff is like sold out everywhere.
I don't get it.
Yeah, obviously, I feel like where Sega took the approach of we're going to put Sonic in everything and ruin
Mhm.
it, Capcom's taking the opposite approach, which is still the wrong approach,
Yeah.
of not putting Mega Man in anything but Super Smash Brothers.
That's true. Yeah, that was his last appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, when that comes out, that'll be the newest Mega Man game. So it's
So
and the sad part is they had like all these Mega Man franchises that were doing well. The X series was kind of on a decline because they made some stupid design decisions, and then they stopped doing the regular one. But they had
Mhm.
like EXE, Mega Man 0,
Mhm.
Mega Man Star Force, stuff in the Mega Man universe that they could still be producing. But for some reason, they'd
They-
rather do
another Street Fighter.
the same Street Fighter with
Oh, yeah.
4 new
Yeah,
characters.
that's what I meant.
So,
My bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Diablo 3's Reaper of Souls expansion, the beta started for PC. So make sure if you have a Battle.net account, you're opted into the beta. I am not in the beta, so I don't know what it plays like. But
When's it due to come out?
when
Yeah.
it's done,
When it's done.
that's Blizzard's. That's their go-to.
Okay.
It'll launch when it's ready. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Speaking of fairness,
fairness.
this is pretty. The developer Terminal Reality,
Yeah,
the ones behind Blood Rain, they're gone.
they have gone terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They've gone
they
terminal.
also did the latest Walking Dead game, the shooter.
Yeah.
What is it with the Dixon
The brothers, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what they get.
yeah, that's what they get. I didn't hear terrible things about that game. I heard it was mediocre, which in a shooter genre you can't be mediocre because Call of Duty is mediocre, but it sells millions of copies. So they're not going to sell 1 million copies with another mediocre title.
I guess.
So that was a license.
Yeah.
You could tell that was.
Do this,
Yeah,
or you lose your jobs.
yeah. So
And they did it, and they lost their job.
they didn't do it well enough. So
That's right. Yeah.
and they made crappy Blood Rain games.
Mhm.
So the only Blood Rain game that was ever really good was the 2D side scroller, and I don't even think they did that one. So
Yeah, that sucks.
Fable Anniversary, the HD-ization of the original Fable, the best Fable, actually has its date set finally. It was supposed to come out at the end of the year, but now it's coming out on February 4th.
Cool.
360. It looks really good. I'll actually probably pick that up because I really liked the original Fable, and I never got to play the Lost Chapters, which
Hmm.
apparently are really good.
Hmm.
And then there's some other stuff included, so why not? And I think it's launching for like $40. So
Nice. That ain't bad. Elder Scrolls Online will launch on April 4th.
4/4/14.
Yeah, 4/4/14 for PC and Mac. So that's pretty cool. This is us getting its final date.
Yeah, this is the
Official date.
announced date. They said spring initially, and
Mhm.
then this was the date. And they said next gen consoles are probably going to be
Around June.
a few months later. So, your brother, I'm sure, has put in his notice by now. Or if he hasn't, if he watches the show, he will.
Yeah, it'll come in maybe around May.
See, the problem is this is an MMO, so he needs a job to keep playing it.
Touche.
So yeah, this is gonna have a monthly subscription fee. So he's gonna need to keep some job.
Mhm.
Maybe he'll be like, I need to be part time for a while. I need to work this much amount every month to pay for gas, food,
Mhm.
and subscription.
Well,
Bare minimum.
he's got a new girlfriend now, so maybe he won't be too much of a loser.
Oh,
Like,
Our-
who? Say her.
Or maybe he'll just count on his sugar mama.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So the other game that launched this week that everybody is losing their mind over is the DayZ standalone alpha. I've had pretty much everybody on my Steam list message me and ask me if I got it. No, I didn't get it. I am playing one alpha right now. Well, really, it's beta, which is Starbound.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enough for me. Like, character wipes are hurt. In DayZ, you don't have to worry about character wipes as much, but you have to worry about a lot of stuff changing.
Mm-hmm.
DayZ, you don't really have to worry about character wipes because you really only live for a little bit, and then you die, and then you got to start a new character anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the popular standalone to the mod. I've talked about it on here before. We've shown videos and stuff. But yes, the standalone alpha is on Steam now. It's $29.99. And then, of course, you'll get the full version when it's out, and you're in the beta and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Like, obviously, all my friends are playing it, and all of them that I talk to say, you know, this is already amazing. It's going to be really cool.
DayZ.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out, but we got so much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let them figure out what's going on in it, and then I'll hop in and I'll be like, okay, where do I get all the guns
Yeah,
and stuff?
I still haven't even fired up Grand Theft Auto yet.
Yeah, so
I'm a bad gamer.
you are a bad gamer. But as long as you are a good director, there'll be time for that later.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. So,
all right, well, let's do Game of the Year picks first. Do you want me to pull up a list of top games, or do you know what your pick is already for Game of the Year?
yeah, I know what my pick is
Okay.
already because, you know.
Now, 2013, you think it was as good as 2012?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I don't think it was as good as 2012. My pick, it's going to be kind of it might be a little bit of a shocker, but this is my personal pick because my sample size wasn't as big as it was last year's.
Right.
You know, you didn't have the Halo and the Mass Effect, like those must-play games. The only must-play game that came out this year I haven't played yet, and I just said it a minute or two ago, was Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, if I had the time to sink into it and play all the way through it, my answer or my pick might be different, but I'm gonna pick Tomb Raider.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a popular pick. That
Mhm.
that is showing up on all the lists and stuff like that. My pick is going to be Grand Theft Auto 5. Easily. I still haven't finished the story, but I've gotten far enough through it that I can easily say that, you know, people hyped it up, and, you know, as it was coming out, I'm like, they're hyping the crap out of it, you know, I don't know if it'll live up to it, and then it did. Honestly, my biggest complaint for Grand Theft Auto was I didn't like the soundtrack.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's not like it has all bad songs, but there wasn't, like, in Grand Theft Auto, and even in Saints Row, there was always that one station that I could turn to and there'd be something I want to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
In 5, there really wasn't. And, you know, if that's the worst thing I have to complain about.
Exactly, yeah.
All of the voice actors were amazing. The story was amazing. I'm sure the ending is amazing. I'll finish it someday. But multiplayer alone would win it.
Yeah. I've watched my brothers play it. It looks.
They literally stealth launched an MMO and nobody realizes it. And, you know, people are still playing it. Like the creation tools just came out for it.
Oh,
so you can create your own race and deathmatch now. So that's, you know, for what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5, they definitely controlled their own destiny and raised the bar
there you go.
to a new level. So for Grand Theft Auto 6 or Grand Theft Auto 5, San Andreas Stories or whatever, they've got a lot to work up to. So, yeah, unfortunately, I liked Tomb Raider. I liked Wolf Among Us. You know, I liked some of the other big names that are being thrown around. I didn't play Batman yet. Assassin's Creed 4 was on the list. I hear that's really good. And maybe after I play that, I'll come back and say, okay, maybe Assassin's Creed did some things better than Grand Theft Auto. But right now, it's got to be Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's a good solid pick.
Yeah, I mean, Tomb Raider was good. My problem with Tomb Raider was it was unfortunately very linear. Like it de-emphasized the tomb raiding. Like the small tomb puzzles where you
Well,
had to find.
they're really simple.
They were simple and they were too far apart. Like they pulled a Resident Evil. It took the core gameplay out of it and made it an action game.
Yeah. It is a different animal. It is a different monster.
Like
I'm hoping the next game that they do, I hope it's better. I hope it's an improvement. I hope they don't, because there's no swimming or anything.
Yeah.
I really like the presentation. See, like me being the director type, I'm more into. I enjoy video games for the way it's presented to me. That's why it's like Grand Theft Auto. I know once I get into it, the cutscenes and stuff. Okay, this is cool, but I like something that when I'm watching it, it's like straight, like it's a movie the whole time.
Right.
That's why I love Heavy Rain. I haven't played Beyond Two Souls yet either. That might have been my pick if I actually played it.
I haven't heard any of that on any list.
Oh, really?
Apparently that has a few flaws to it. So, yeah, I mean, Tomb Raider is a solid pick, and I think the next game, I think they'll do better more in the Tomb Raider. I just think it's funny because like somebody on Reddit posted like the Game of the Year list, and then it had like memes for all the different games and stuff.
Nice.
And it was like Tomb Raider, real title, Laura's Shitty Day. So yeah, that's. I mean, I can see that. So, 2014.
Like, what are you looking forward
to?
I don't know.
For all intents and purposes, I'm counting Walking Dead Season 2 as 2014. Because, I mean, Episode 1 launched today. I didn't put that in the news, but Episode 1 launched today. We talked about it last week. But, honestly, the only game I'm really excited about 2014 is Titanfall and Destiny.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Destiny.
The Elder Scrolls I'm interested in. But I've seen some things. Can't say how, but I've seen some things that I'm kind of leery of and didn't quite sell me on. WildStar is another MMO I'm interested in. Obviously, the new World of Warcraft expansion could change a lot of things. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I could ever give World of Warcraft Game of the Year anymore, even though they release expansions.
Game of the decade, maybe.
Yeah. Well, next year, that's pretty much going to be Game of the Decade. Because, I mean, next year's their 10th anniversary. There is no other games. Like, you can't even say, like, Half-Life 2 now, because that's over a decade old.
Mm-hmm.
So, stuff like that. In terms of franchises, I don't even know if I could give it to Warcraft in terms of a franchise. Because you think about, like, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed.
I'd have to pick Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's pretty good for the.
It's all about depth for me.
So I put the YouTube thing in here, but we're already at the 45-minute mark.
Oh yeah, we're getting pretty long.
Yeah, the YouTube thing is a whole beast on its own, and it's actually been addressed by a lot of people. So YouTube's having a content ID. I don't say problem because it's not a problem. It's intended.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely check out the videos on that. Help support your major channels. I'll do like a little blurb on it, but we don't really monetize a lot of our stuff. Like we don't really monetize the show that much because we mostly just do it for fun.
Yeah, we're just doing this for fun.
If we get enough views and stuff, I may monetize it to help.
Support the show.
Help support the show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's mostly for fun. I mean, we have a decent amount of viewers that watch live. YouTube videos don't do great.
They kind of died.
But that's fine. But the channels that do well, like Angry Joe, Total Biscuit, stuff like this, definitely check out their channels if you don't already. Support them. Because YouTube's screwing them out of how they make a living. Like we have our own jobs. Yeah. Obviously, you're a big money director, and I'm just a lowly computer programmer. But the people that depend on YouTube for their living, are hurt severely. So
yeah, that's a rough one.
Like I was talking to some people. I can't.
Oh,
but yeah, I obviously I was talking to quite a few people about it, but the best way I can relate it is like, say you wake up one morning as a self-employed person, and all of a sudden you're making less than 40% of what you made, and you don't have any like benefits or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what happened to these people. Like their stuff gets flagged.
Yeah, you're making that much less, and any content that you do make to start putting towards, you can't use.
Right, so it's like future checks down the line are even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with video games is it's very time sensitive. Like I said, like earlier about the Batman Arkham Origins, I could review it, but at this point, whether I review it next week or a month down the line, it doesn't change it because it's already kind of past that sphere of influence.
Mm-hmm.
Me reviewing it is kind of like me just wanting to vent.
Want to talk about it,
Right. So for these people to be hit like this, like Angry Joe, I have a love-hate relationship with Angry Joe. Like, he puts out good content, but part of me is like, this is really annoying to watch because all he does is yell.
Yeah.
And he's obviously he's very popular, and I actually do really like some of his stuff. But he like breaks down on camera. Like I don't want to say he cries, but he's very close to crying. Because he quit his job, worked for 4 years. He goes through a lot of work. Like, he gets costumes, he does skits, stuff like that. He produces shows.
Yeah.
And YouTube just like totally screwed him because when you monetize a video on YouTube, you make money off of it, but you don't make anywhere near the amount of money that YouTube
makes. Yeah.
Like, it's like 80-20. So if that's probably a good estimate. So YouTube basically is hurting the people that's making them money. And sure, YouTube has a lot bigger influence than gaming, but gaming channels are really popular. Like, some of the highest rated channels like Toby Games, Angry Joe Show, Total Biscuit, and stuff like that account for a majority of views on YouTube. So
that's pretty crazy. I think the most popular channel on YouTube is a gamer, I think.
Yeah, I think it's I can't think of his name now. It's not Toby. Toby's number 2. But he's also up there.
It used to be like Smosh and like Jenna Marbles and all these like those blogger people. But then once video games like just took the forefront, Minecraft comes out and like changes the whole scape, the landscape of YouTube.
Right, exactly. So support the channels. I still ended up talking about it for 10 minutes. But support the channels. Only 2 of our videos were flagged for this new content ID.
Do you know which ones?
Yeah, I mean, it tells me.
Okay.
But I don't dispute any of the claims. I just say, whatever, and go on. Because, like I said, what we monetize, we don't really look for it. It's if we ever get enough to actually pump out a check,
it'd be like $2.
Well, we're getting close because it also goes into the website revenue. So we're getting close, and it's every $100 you get a check.
Oh, nice.
So we're getting close. Woo! Yeah, most of it's from ads. Don't get excited for YouTube. But, but yeah, I mean, definitely support these people, stuff like that. There are companies working to fix this. And a lot of the YouTube channels talk about that. So definitely check them out and support them. Other than that,
click their ads.
Yeah. You're not allowed to say that. Well, click their ads.
Yeah, click their ads.
We're not saying click our ads. Click their ads. We're not allowed to say click our ads.
Yeah.
I wonder if I say we're not allowed to say click our ads, if it's like reverse psychology and people are like, maybe I should.
If there's any ads on our page,
they're there. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, there probably will be ads on the new website layout. Just because.
Why not?
Web prices are going up. It's like real estate.
Mm-hmm. And it might be something you want.
Yeah, exactly. I actually only, like, for the Marvel Heroes site, which does have ads, that was like my trial ad run.
Mm-hmm.
I set it up so that it only displays gaming ads. So at least it's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the gaming ads, from what I've seen, are all either World of Warcraft, Rift, or Eve or Elder Scrolls Online. So it's like all MMOs. But that's our show. We do have a deal of the week. I completely forgot about that.
Yes, we do.
Grand Theft Auto 5, my Game of the Year pick, is actually $40 at Target right now.
Nice.
Batman Arkham Origins is also $40. Assassin's Creed is $40. They basically got a lot of the big AAA games for $40. And there are a few other deals. Humble Bundle just launched its new bundle today. Their weekly sale is still going on, so you can find some deals. But that was kind of my pick for the week. So we're gonna take a quick break after the thing. We're gonna do our football picks really quick, and then we're gonna take another break, a longer break, and then we'll come back and do Starbound for probably about an hour.
Okay.
So let's play the outro.
Gamers Digest is a Spider One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.